Let's get to the big story today. The big story that everybody wants to talk about, and that is not Game Journal Simulator. It is not Karen the video game. It is a game that probably will last less time than Karen and Game Journal Simulator. A game that was given up on before it had an opportunity to be successful, or I guess maybe it had every opportunity to be successful. We are talking about Highguard again, constantly, and this may be the final time that we'll be talking about Highguard. Now, just a quick reference, a little background. Once again, Highguard was promoted heavily at the Game Awards by Jeff Keighley. It became a meme. He had a giant post about it. He was like a number one hero for this game. And it came out, everybody tried it, and then everybody immediately logged off. And by the way, that's not just me saying it. That is the data, which we'll get to in just a little bit. So hang tight with us. Jeff Keighley announces that this last night, Highguard will go offline March 12th. Actually, he did not announce it because Highguard actually put out an official blog post about this, pretty much saying, yeah, we done. We hit 2 million people, but not enough to really go anywhere with this. It has not turned out well at all. And they're shutting things down on March 12th, which is a week away at this point. Blabs, I played it. You played it. We both played for an hour. I played it for 90 minutes.
About an hour and a half, 2 hours, yeah.
Yep. Phil, Flaw, did you either of you give Highguard an opportunity?
Nah, I saw someone making excuses for it. I think it was, I don't know, one of these gamer streamers, and they were just going too hard. They made me not want to play it.
Yeah.
Well, they certainly did. There were certainly its shills out there. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I have some good examples for you guys. What about this guy here over on X who, seeing the news of Highguard going down, this kills me. Every person that wished for this game's downfall is not a true gamer.
He thought he was cooking. He thought he was cooking with that.
Yeah.
He did.
The fuck?
He did. I've always loved, even like, look, I'm not the most hardcore gamer now. I think we all understand that. I'm 44 years old. If you're a hardcore gamer at 44 years old, you probably don't have kids or a life. And I mean that like endearingly, right? You probably don't have much going on and you can focus on games. I have other things going on in my life which don't allow me to focus on games constantly all the time. Now I realize I do talk about games on a day-to-day basis. I think I have a pretty good pulse, right, as far as what's going on in the industry and such. But I would not consider myself a hardcore gamer anymore, right? Mm-hmm. But I've always loved this idea of if you don't like this, you're not a hardcore gamer, right? Hilarious. I've always loved that idea. And to see somebody like this over here actually be the arbiter right here, the arbiter of the title of a true gamer.
Bro, the part that's the funniest is this kills me. Like he's in tears writing that.
Yeah.
That's the craziest part.
You got ratioed. It's like, what the hell are they doing?
Yeah, you got ratioed hard. Now, PC Gamer, though, if you recall when Highguard came out, one of the most satisfying community notes possibly ever, right after it came out, there was this now iconic tweet letting you know that Highguard did not, in fact, flop. Where if you look at the community note, it
flourished.
Actually, it a 98% player base drop off in the days in current play, like calling it not a flop is a bold creative writing here.
Yeah.
Did someone? You think is that like paid promo? Because how do you even come to that conclusion? Are you just trying to get on their good side? I don't even understand how you make this post.
Well, I'm glad you asked that because maybe it had something to do with the now infamous PC Gamer journalist, Morgan Park, who, by the way, is batting 1,000 when it comes to trash opinions over here. You can literally, the internet is undefeated. We have so excited for Assassin's Creed Shadows, so excited for Concord down here, so excited for Star Wars Outlaws, so excited for Suicide Squad, so excited for Marathon and Highguard. Like
you just have to polymarket against this dude's fucking takes, and you can be rich, bro.
Some
great.
crazy ass takes.
If he says it's good, Polymarket against it, you'll be rich.
Yes,
100%.
yes. Now, before we move on to kind of some of the data here, this is a phenomenal post. Poorly aged things over on X. Quote tweeting, if you recall, Jeff Keighley, shortly before the launch of Highguard, said, in 48 hours, I'll be accepting your apologies. This is after Jeff Keighley was really going in on Highguard over here.
Imagine that.
Love it.
They got quote tweeted, to which Jeff Keighley did respond with,
You know, that's well played.
That's
Good
a
for him.
W.
yeah, he has to know that, you have to be very self-aware here.
Yeah.
Curious, guys, if you were to put a number on how many people are playing Highguard right now on Steam, how many people do you think are playing Highguard?
I'm
at
going
this current
393.
time? 393. All right.
208.
208. Phil?
Highguard. All right. 207.
207 and Blabs.
So I saw it around this morning, and it was around like 270. But I think since they've announced it, I feel like there's going to be a little spike. So I'm actually going to say maybe 400, 500 people are actually just playing it one more time.
Currently, 317 people
damn.
playing.
Oh, I was close.
You guys
Man.
are all pretty good, which, by the way, here is the chart from the launch of it.
Oh my goodness.
It's flatlining.
Yeah.
That's
like-
days.
It's
That's
done.
crazy.
Lod's testosterone numbers over here.
Yo.
Bro, why are you telling people that? Like,
Sorry,
secret.
man, my bad. Now, what was interesting here, I don't know if you guys saw the post from Chad Grenier, who was the studio head and game director at Wildlight Entertainment, the people behind Highguard over here. Did you guys see this post from him where he was talking about some of the data here? Right
I
here?
saw you post on it, I think.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
This
I'm aware of this. Yeah.
I found this extremely fascinating here.
Yep.
So I thought I'd share some interesting information about Highguard in the thread below. Had over 2 million players worldwide. Given all the backlash between the announcement, trying to get a game for yourself, it's pretty much all I could ask for. Thanks for the players. Now, this is why I thought this was interesting. The average session duration was 91 minutes. This is actually quite good. This means, on average, a player logged into Highguard and played for 91 minutes. The average games per session was 3.48 matches per session. Okay, I read this, and this my immediate thought was, I am the average player of Highguard. Like, that is me to a T. I think I
You were
played
90 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, 90 minutes, and I think I played like either 3 or 4 games of Highguard. And Blabs, you are the average player of Highguard right here as well, right?
Good. Yes, I mean, I did want to test it out. Everyone was like, why would you want to try? And I was like, hey, man, it could be fun. It could be terrible, but I'll give it a free shot. It's free to play.
Well, I look at this in a totally different perspective than him. He said that 91 minutes is actually quite good. The way I read this was it took players 91 minutes and 3.48 matches to realize that the game was dog shit. Like, that's the way I read it. And that you only, and the reason why you got to 3.48 games was because people kept going like, there's got to be more to this.
It can't be this bad.
Yeah.
Surely there's got to be more. I'll give it another go, right? And I probably would have been about an hour had I not been streaming it. I think I actually streamed it probably close to like 75 or 80 minutes. It was not fun. And we saw the guy talk about how, the level designer or the level director, whatever his name was, we talked about it yesterday on the show a couple days ago. He spoke about how, in retrospect, the game was too sweaty, too hardcore for the casual player. And yeah, I think that was a very big part of it for sure. Let's go and continue with some of the stats here. But the stats, I think, tell you everything you need to know. PlayStation 5 was the biggest player base by 2 times. And Xbox had like nobody on it. And Steam followed it right there. And he also gave a breakdown of like the player use. I'm curious here. Just curious. I don't remember what any of the players look like.
I just remember, what was it, like Uma, something like that? She was the really, really big girl who I thought was a guy until you realize in one of the skins she's got like boob plates and boob armor. I'm like, that's a guy? Okay, so it's not. It's a girl. I just remember that one. But all
So-
the other characters were very generic, boring, and kind of like rip-offs of, from what I understand, in Overwatch. I've never played Overwatch, and then a little bit of discount of like Apex and all that.
Scarlet's probably the one that looks kind of like a Thundercat. You know what I'm talking about?
She according to Scarlet, she has like the blue or like scarf.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
Oh, yeah.
Thundercat.
Yeah.
So
The
this,
prettiest chick is the one that's most played. Okay.
bingo, 100%. And this, by the way, this narrative of like guys don't want to play as girls is so stupid because
Yes.
I think the data literally backs it up. Guess what? Guys like to play as attractive characters. That's
Yeah, if you're going to spend your entire time with the third person perspective over the shoulder, you're going to look at an ass for the entire time. I don't want to look like a guy's ass the entire time.
And it's the same thing with like Stellar Blade, right? Like Kim Hyung Tae basically said the reason why I made my character so fucking attractive is because you're going to be staring at her ass for
Exactly.
like 30, 40 hours. Might as well make your characters attractive.
this literally just shows you everything you need to know about this. I'm curious what Atticus looks like when it comes to Highguard, because I do have, okay, here is the least, this is the least viewed player here, and it is Econ on the bottom. Tell me if this character looks familiar to you, because it should.
Gotta be
This is-
African.
Oh, he's
This
the
is
main
Econ.
character on the cover.
Yes, the main character is the least played character in the game, which I think that should be one of the biggest points of data here, period.
John Highguard. That's just like your average Joe looking guy.
Yeah.
Right. So
He's not
I thi-
ugly, like he's just basic, generic.
Yeah.
Bingo. He's basic and generic. Let's take a look real fast. Any thoughts on Atticus? Do you think Atticus? Once again, I'm pulling these up for the first time because I have not seen these characters. I don't remember. I went strictly based off of looks on these characters when I played and abilities. So Atticus, do you think Atticus was a hot character in?
Did you say
in
Atticus
Highguard?
was trans?
Well, hold on. No, hold on. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Let's back up real fast. This is saying I looked up Atticus here. This is Atticus here.
Yeah.
So Atticus was the main.
Yeah, I think Econ is like the newest character that was added. Is like a black guy with dreads.
I knew he was black.
Okay.
I knew it. I had a feeling. I knew
Yeah,
it.
so Econ is a different character.
Okay, and then there's
I had a
Una. This is
feeling.
the third best character.
Yeah, so
third
Una's
character.
the one that I was really confused. I thought it was a dude because look how muscular it is, but that's actually a woman.
It's a cool mask.
Okay, and then we have Jade here. Jade is the next one, which once again seeing these for the first time. I like this. I think
They're
this
not
is the
even-
crazy thing about it is we have no
good, too?
can't even find pictures of these people. Like, is this
So
Jade?
I have Econ pulled up for you.
Okay, yeah, by all means, Blabs, fire away.
So this is Econ.
Okay, all right. So new character that
So
launched.
he's new. I never played
Yeah,
as him.
he's the newest one. Yeah, he,
Yeah, I
he
never
actually looks
played.
better than the regular MC. He actually has more personality.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks cool.
Ironic.
Well, I think the data speaks a lot to the failure of Highguard, and there's a little bit more data here. Most games ended via a generator exploding. Second was the whatever. It talks about the number of kills during the game, and with the U.S. being the largest audience. 92% of people who loaded the game for the first time completed the training mission, which I didn't know you could skip the training.
You
but I guess,
couldn't. You actually can't because I tried to load up with two people who didn't do the tutorial, and we could not load up until they both completed it. So it's literally like holding in your hand and everything. You shouldn't have to be forced to play the tutorial.
What's interesting here? Do you remember they rushed out like the 5v5 mode?
Yeah, after a couple of days.
Yeah.
and it didn't do anything. Like the most played mode was the 3v3 mode for sure, and it actually was the least played mode after a third, which was ranked. So green, this is the ranked mode. So people played casual, then 5v5, and then ranked mode down here. So I think the data says a lot when it comes to this. And what's interesting here is he spoke directly about this. He said, at the end of the day, we just made a few mistakes over here. And this is in response to Grums over here. Grums was talking about how everyone's gone. And he said, that's not actually what happened. We were very critical. And this was asking about the toxic positivity side of things. We were very critical toward the project and each other. The teams were encouraged and constantly spoke their mind. We always tried to put the game and players first. We also tried to put the players first. The team was very critical. At the end of the day, we just made a few mistakes and made a game that doesn't resonate like our past games did. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter, though, and nobody will know the true story of the studio or the game, and the rumors and speculation will be what's out there. To which
You could do the interview.
yeah, I said, dude,
Everyone
you
knows.
should come on and tell us the story, right? Like legitimately, if there's an issue, you should absolutely come on and help with the narrative. Like, so yes, this is an open invite to Chad from Highguard. Please come on our show. Let's actually have a long form conversation. We'll do it live so people can ask you questions about the game. It's an open, honest conversation about why it failed. And I'm sure that there's bigger reasons behind it than what is seen. I'm positive there is. So let's hear them. You are cordially invited on our show. It'll be just us asking questions, you answering, and you asking questions of us, which is, I think, what a good conversation does. So come on the show. Don't be scared. Despite what the internet says, we do these things in good faith. And I think people would be really intrigued by what you have to say. So,
Well, the game
I'm
was sort
interested.
of like it sort of got fucked over by Jeff Keighley by allowing it to be at the end of the Game Awards, right? So that spot typically is reserved for like a huge, most like anticipated trailer that people have been waiting for, like a secret drop or whatever. And this game was originally supposed to be shadow dropped, like I believe was similar to like a what was that game that
Apex?
yeah, Apex, right? And it's like, oh, it's gonna be like another Apex or something like that. And then no, it's just this game that it was shadow dropped, and then it had like a year roadmap and stuff like that. All that shit just went down the drain is because it was extremely hyped up, and I think Jeff Keighley did not make anything better. I think it also made it worse. And plus, a lot of people, hearing that like, oh, why is Jeff Keighley doing this? Is because it's been funded by Tencent, and it's like, oh shit, no wonder why. So it's in my opinion, I think Jeff Keighley sort of made things a lot worse for that game.
I don't think anybody can look at it objectively and say that he didn't. Like if you just look at that for what it is, I don't know. Phoenix, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that Jeff Keighley screwed the pooch on this?
So, yeah, like that's actually the question I was going to ask everybody, because you could make the argument that had it so look, okay, so Keighley, I would on the surface say he kind of screwed them over because obviously you're putting way too much of a spotlight on this thing, but that spotlight worked, and it had a lot. I don't remember the number, a huge amount of players. And if that game was actually good, I imagine after the laughs wear off, you're enjoying the game. And then if you see that roadmap and go, okay, they're going to make some course corrections. So you could say that, it was actually a hell of an advertisement. Good, bad publicity is usually typical. It doesn't matter which one it is. It's publicity. Where if it's shadow dropped with no fanfare at all, I don't know if you'd have those numbers. You may only have a couple of, a small percentage of that. And would it have been any better? I don't think so, because I don't think anyone would have been playing it. So I don't know. I think this is a lose-lose. When the game itself isn't good, I think it doesn't matter whether there's a spotlight on it or not. I think a bad game's a bad game, and a good game is a great game.
I believe, yeah, I actually agree with you on that one, actually. I think when it comes down to a video game, you typically, if the game sucks, then it sucks, right? But I think this had such big anticipation, and it became a meme where it's like the makers of Titanfall and Apex Legends, like, oh shit, and then it's like, the fuck is this, right? And we do know that it's just the game looks very, very generic as well, and I think they just lost a lot of money, and of course, like they're basically done, right? In about a week or so, like this game is basically dead, and they're dropping one last update for the game, and it's like, just pack your bags, man. It's done. It's like, what are you trying to do, right? Maybe you have like a death throw or something. Just like, okay, the game's gonna die. Let's give it whatever it has. But I just feel like Jeff made it a lot worse than it was.
I just want to also add real quick that we've had several of the developers kind of voice their opinion on X, and this guy seemed to be, straight to the point. He's taking blame where he needs to take blame. He wasn't blaming the audience. He actually thanked the audience for trying out. There was another one also, I think the level designer, that had said, look, we tried to do this, and this. It wound up being too big. It was too confusing. And then you look at that, and like that is, in my opinion, the proper way to do this. And if had they done that entirely, if that was the company messaging, I think you'd actually see a lot of people kind of going like, oh shit, I kind of feel bad, like, you know, I'm wishing them the best. But then you had that other guy that came out and was like totally blaming the audience and all that other shit. I think it just points out like there's a very good way of doing PR when something fails, and then there's the other way. And you can see it, you can feel it. At least for me, I go, oh, I kind of feel bad when they're nice and honest and just taking the blame where they need to take it.